again, everybody. This is Anthony Romeo from WiseUP, from Wise Components, stock and distributor of quality infrastructure, layer one infrastructure since 1975. Today, like every day that we have this show, we're fortunate. We're streaming on Spotify, Apple iTunes, you name it, we're on that platform. You could also check us out on the web, www.wisecomponents.com, or take a look at us on social media platforms, whatever you're on, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok even. You're going to see us, you're going to hear about us, and here's why. The stuff behind the walls, above the ceilings, below our floor, it's allowing us to work virtual or in the office, in our smart buildings or not so smart buildings. It's allowing us to take part in everyday life. Could you imagine not having the ability to use your cell phone? Well, that's what WiseUp talks about. We talk about the network infrastructure that supports all these different things. The fact that we're having this ability to have a virtual call right now and introduce you to Jeff Wittman, sales engineers from Xtreme Power, is, can only be done by a network, right? So, Jeff, I have to welcome you back again, man. It's been a while.
Hey, nice to see you, Anthony.
Yeah, no, it's been too long, I think, and sorry the hunting season didn't work out for you, but I'm glad to see you and glad to hear everything's going well for you. For those who don't know, Jeff has been with Xtreme Power for several years now, but he has an extensive background in ABB and other big companies like Eaton Corporation. So he comes with a wealth of knowledge when it comes to power conversions. This manufacturer, they have UPS systems, and Jeff's going to go into great lengths and detail on some of the latest and greatest that their companies bring into the market. So Jeff, if you will, what's new in your world? Let us know what's going on.
Yeah. Today I just wanted to talk about lithium ion and uninterruptible power supply applications. I think, in the past, even 5 years ago, lithium was about 5 times the cost of conventional lead acid batteries. Over the last couple of years, that price has actually come down to like 1.5 and 2 times. So now it kind of really makes sense to start looking at lithium and UPS applications. And the reason for that, there's actually several, but you can think lithium, it's pretty much an 8 to 10 year battery versus, 4 to maybe 5 years with conventional lead acid. So, so now that you're, basically paying twice as much for the battery, but it lasts twice as long, you're still saving money because halfway through the life of the UPS or towards the, 2 or 3 times during the life of the UPS, you're not paying somebody to change batteries.
So
now it makes
so let me ask you a question.
Sense.
So let me ask you this question. Mm-hmm. What's a UPS?
Oh, my apologies. Uninterruptible power supply. So
as I said before, many of the people don't understand the need or the reason why something like this would be needed. So for those, go ahead. I don't want to interrupt. Go ahead.
So what UPS actually does is, on the event of a utility outage, it provides battery backup and power protection to your critical load, so your servers, your switches, any of your network gear, and their size, to support everything from a camera in a parking lot all the way up to a large data center. So we offer a very big range of power, and we're expanding later this year on that as well. But that's what UPS does in a nutshell.
Yeah, it's kind of important, folks. If you hear those things beeping and chirping in your data center or your IDF closet, that means you got to replace them. Don't leave it on. Because I know both Jeff and I, we've been in enough of the data closets and data centers where we've heard a lot of chirping. That doesn't mean good. That means bad, right? So
yeah, exactly. And really, that's a bad battery or old batteries or spent batteries really are the number one cause of the UPS to not protect the load in the event of a utility outage or power disruption. There's just no battery, so it can't supply power. So
yeah, that doesn't mean anything to a life critical life. If you're in a hospital, and who needs the computer to say what allergies you have to what medicines? If the computer goes down, oh well, just give them that. Or you're on a trading floor, and oh yeah, seconds we've been down, so those 8 seconds that we were down, we just lost $8 billion. No big deal, right?
No big deal. Yeah, right.
So UPSs, whether you like them or not, whether you think they're sexy or not, they're a necessary evil to having the right network infrastructure to support. And that's what we're talking about on WiseUP with Jeff Wittman from Xtreme Power. So I didn't mean to interrupt, but some of the folks that I know that have commented in past shows and episodes of WiseUP, they're not all in the ICT community, or just starting out. So they're like, what's this bald guy talking about again, to another somebody else? And so Jeff, I thank you for talking about the lithium ion and some of the advantages to that. But what when you say the cost, is there a delta, like percentage wise? Is it 5%, 10%, 15%, or it varies?
As far as
the differential that you were saying that the cost has come down significantly.
Yeah, so when you think about the UPS as a whole, you're paying for the batteries and the power electronics, and it doesn't matter from the power electronics what battery you're using. So UPS as a whole, it's only about 50% more than what a conventional valve regulated sealed lead acid battery would be. So it's not like you're paying double for the UPS. You're just kind of paying double for the battery,
right?
If that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, no.
And those costs have come down really by kind of improved manufacturing and automation of lithium ion products, as well as more streamlined mining of lithium itself. And really, with lithium, the people that are kind of leading the charge are the electric vehicle market. Mm-hmm. Obviously those use huge batteries. Right. So they're kind of the ones that are driving the lithium push right now.
Yeah.
But as a UPS provider, we're just going to ride along because the technology is actually probably better for UPS than it is for electric vehicles. So
I concur. Yeah.
Yeah. With UPS, the load's going to remain relatively constant. The server's not going to, the power might fluctuate a little bit, but it's not like you're accelerating a vehicle, where it's pulling power out in a hurry. So yeah, actually, the use of lithium in stationary power applications like UPS is really a good fit. Another advantage really is the number of discharges that you can get. So on conventional lead acid batteries, you can cycle those about 200 times before they're pretty much junk.
Yeah, done.
With lithium ion, you can cycle those 2,000 times. So you can think of Florida, for instance, that has frequent power outages during the day. Every time there's an outage, we're taking some cycle life of that battery out. So in those applications where there's frequent outages, lithium is definitely a benefit.
Yeah.
Of course, your phone, of course, has a lithium ion battery in it. And the reason they use lithium is what we call power density, or how much power you can pack in a small space. So lithium actually allows for a much higher power density for a lighter package and a much smaller footprint, watt for watt. So some of our UPS, if you look at the VRLA comparison, are only about a quarter of the weight and size. We do a lot of applications with one of our products, our J60, with point of sale computers, because they're only an inch and a quarter or an inch and a half thick.
Inch and a quarter.
So
that's tiny.
It's the smallest UPS in the world. So point of sale computers, where conventionally they'd have to put a UPS on a floor under a kiosk or a waiter station.
Right. So retail markets, pay attention.
Yeah. Yep. Kiosks, self-checkouts, anywhere where space isn't available. We use our small J60. Airport flight monitors, you can think, rather than running a centralized protected power from a large UPS somewhere in the basement, we can support those monitors locally. They actually mount them right on the back of the monitor. Benefit of that, if the one UPS has an issue, you're only down one monitor instead of all of the monitors. So so that's another good application with our J60. We can, with that, on some of our larger systems, our V80 line, for instance, we can parallel lithium packs to get pretty substantial runtime, kind of 22 minutes versus 5 minutes in a like for like scenario. The other part of that is lithium ion batteries can actually charge 15 times faster than conventional lead acid batteries. So again, in kind of those applications where there's frequent outages, we want to be able to return as much power back into that battery as fast as possible to be ready for that next outage. You know, if you get continual outages in a row, the battery's going to kind of go like this and wave down, and you're going to run out of battery. So that final outage of the day might be your nail in the coffin.
Right. Oh yeah. You know, there's a big driving force in convergence. I know you were talking about POS, you know, point of sale and kiosks, and the use of the flexibility because of the size of that unit. But here in the Northeast, specifically in New York, there was recently a bill that was passed, and I forgive me for not mentioning the bill and having my homework done. I forget the title of the bill, but what it does,
I won't hold it against you.
But what it basically says, in 2023, not that far away, any building under 7 stories is going to be heated by electric and not have any gas appliances. We will not have any. Exactly. So if for those of you who are listening and not seeing Jeff's reaction, it's shocking, right? So I heard that.
It is.
I heard that, and I was totally floored, because I was thinking of, one, cost, two, you know, what is the ramifications when there are power outages, because they will be. And in the Northeast, it's cold for months on end. You know, is everybody going to have a backup generator? And not only a backup generator, people are working from home a lot more. There's a flexibility of a hybrid lifestyle is not going away anytime soon.
Yeah.
So now you're on a Zoom call at home for work, or you're day trader working from your pajama office, wherever, and power goes out. Plus you got no heat, you got no hot water. You know, that's just a strain on the system. So I see a slew of problems with that, but that's a whole other episode of WiseUP. But
yeah, I was just thinking about the infrastructure alone to be able to support that. From the power company's perspective, as soon as everybody turns the heat on, the power is going to go out, because
I don't see the logic in it, but you know, there's much smarter people than I that are making those decisions, I guess. So so be it. But no,
Yep.
the point I'm trying to make though is like, besides the retail space, which you pointed out with the J60 product, that makes a lot of sense because we've all been to restaurants even before COVID, and we still now want to go back to the restaurants. Those hostess desk or wherever the cashier's desk is, it's there's not a lot of space, not a lot of real estate. So, having the J60, having a small footprint, that's a big deal. Aesthetics is always a big deal. Like in the world that we live in, the ICT community, it's nobody cares about what's behind the walls. Just make it work. We don't care, but now you have that hunky UPS on the floor collecting dust. Nobody's doing maintenance to it. And again, it's collecting dust, building up heat, and other problems will occur, versus getting a J60 for your retail store might be the way to go. So that's, and for those of you listening, again, this is Anthony Romeo with WiseUP, and Jeff Wittman from Xtreme Power talking about the various UPS lines that Xtreme Power manufactures. Jeff, besides the J60, going back to the basics, what are some of the other product lines that Xtreme offers the clients?
So we offer UPS, obviously, both with lithium and conventional VRLA. There's three main UPS topologies: standby, which is kind of the most basic; line interactive, which is kind of a step up from standby. It features an automatic voltage regulator that allows the UPS to have a much broader input range. So you can think of like a kind of a brownout condition, rather than pulling power from batteries, where that voltage regulator rides through some of those low and high voltage conditions. And then the kind of the sort of Cadillac, if you will, is online double conversion. What that UPS does is it actually takes the AC input and rectifies it to a DC voltage or your battery voltage, and then takes that DC voltage through an inverter to the load under normal operating conditions. So you're actually kind of recreating the sine wave from the input on the output of the UPS. That's really kind of that's really the most common UPS that you'll see.
Right.
But we offer other technologies because obviously you kind of get what you pay for.
Right. I always like I always like that commercial that Esurance did a few years back, where they go cheap sushi, good; cheap gas station sushi, not so good. And you see the guy running to the bathroom,
Yeah.
The reason why I bring up the versatility in your company and what you offer is it could be quite, extensive product line and extensive being, what you need. And what I like about your company is that you have the UPS SELECTOR on your webpage at www.xpcc.com to select what you like, what's your needs. You could always talk to your authorized reseller of it. Here I am, Wise Components. But by all means, you go to the website and check out what they could offer to help you along the way. Is it a kiosk? Is it a data center? Is it an IDF, MDF? But I like the calculator tool. It's quite intuitive.
Yeah, so that's actually kind of where the first part of our website that we always direct people to, because you've got to be able to figure out easily what kind of product you need, what your application from, if you've got your if your power draw and how much runtime you need. Of course, the more runtime, the more battery, the more cost. So, but it also gives you a general list price on there. So you've got an idea of what each one of the levels of protection are going to cost. So
yeah,
we definitely recommend people check it out.
And when you're there, folks, for those of you listening with Xtreme Power, Jeff Wittman and Anthony Romeo from Wise Components, The other thing that is really good about the website is their training. So whether you're a contractor, a managing a data center, or a facilities manager, you can go to the website and check out the training, the service training. If you're a contractor trying to, put together your SLA, and you see what, is going to need to proper maintenance of their equipment. Or on the flip side of that, if you're trying to educate a customer and say, this is the right thing, they have some sales tips and on the training of their products, an extensive line of products that I might add.
Yeah, and with that, what we've learned on the sales side of this is that some of our resellers may have been selling these products for a number of years, but have really never seen one. So this allows people to come in. We offer this free of charge. Come in, get your hands on a UPS, and actually see how it operates. Like, what does it mean to go to static or maintenance bypass? How do I do that? What are the pros and cons of our products versus other products? We cover all of that in the sales training. And then, of course, the service training, we work with our distribution channel with their contractors to come in and be able to actually do maintenance on UPS. And we do offer that free of charge as well. Some of the other OEMs require annual kind of certification.
Right.
And basically, they're just taking a check from you.
So
to have your guy relearn what he's already knows.
Yeah. So for those that didn't hear, it's free. Free. Just say it with me.
Yeah,
free.
Free. Yeah. So we offer that. We offer that training in Denver, and then we recently opened a technical resource and development center in central Wisconsin, where our sales and our application is kind of headquartered. So, and then the service training we also offer at a logistics center in Raleigh.
All right, so that's good to know. I mean, in addition to all that, you do have your authorized resellers out and about that are working with Xtreme Power. So don't forget to reach out to them. For those that are in the Northeast, we have an extensive team with great experience with UPS and Xtreme. So don't hesitate to reach out to them. For additional support and technical support, you could always reach out to Jeff via Smoke Signal or LinkedIn. I'm going to put all the content that we discuss in today's call in the show notes. You also could check us out on the web again at wisecomponents.com or our social media pages of Wise Components or WiseUP from Wise Components, talking about Xtreme Power and what they have to offer. There is a number of things that we could be here talking about. I mean, the versatility, scalability, and price, not to mention the support level, is key, because once you buy something out there, I just a sidebar, I had a roof done last year, and prior to getting the roof done, I did some vetting and made sure I went with the right company. Well, sure enough, a year later, they got a leak. I called the guy up. Within 48 hours, he was there. He fixed the problem. Week goes by. We had rain, sleet, snow, and it was dry as could be. So, work with quality products, work with quality people, and that's what we've been doing since 1975 in Wise Components. Xtreme Power, they have an extensive line. I can't, echo that enough. Jeff, it's always great to talk to you, and let's not be this long again without going over. We covered the J60. Yeah. We covered the J60 extensively, but there's so many other things that if you want to learn more about Xtreme Power, you can contact me, contact Jeff. Again, you can reach out to Jeff via LinkedIn. I'll put his LinkedIn profile in the show notes so that you can reach out to him directly. But don't hesitate to reach out to your reliable, trustworthy, authorized Xtreme Power reseller, as they're they'll steer you in the right course. And if they don't, you could always contact me, because we've been a trusted partner for a number of years. Jeff, thanks again so much, man.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, man. This is always fun. We'll definitely have to do it again sooner than later.
Yeah, no, just educating the people in the ICT community, or people that are willing to understand the importance of the stuff behind the walls, above the ceiling, what makes it all work. It's very important that the critical foundation is poured, from concrete up into the roof. But in between, what's allowing us to do this virtual call, what's allowing people to conduct their business virtual or in person, it's the network. And the importance of the network is critical to the everyday life that we live. So I thank everybody tremendously for continuing to comment, likes, shares. Follow us on TikTok, follow us on Facebook, follow us wherever you want to do. We love the comments. We love the feedback. We continue to do these shows because people continue to comment. If you don't like the shows, say what you want. It's a free country last time I checked. So but no, all good, man. It's really good to see you, and hope that you're on the right road ahead. I know you're driving, so be safe.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, thanks. And everybody out there, thanks again for taking the time to listen to Wise Up from Wise Components. Whatever platform you're listening to us on, we appreciate it. We thank you, and we look forward to future episodes of Wise Up from Wise Components. Thanks so much. Bye now.
Thanks.